Hello there. Today we are going on an exciting journey. We will explore the world of some truly remarkable creatures. These creatures are frogs and toads. They are all around us in ponds, gardens and forests. Many people see them and think they are the same, but they have so many wonderful differences. It is a joy to discover these small, important details. Learning about them helps us see the natural world more clearly. It is like unlocking a fascinating secret that nature holds. Frogs and toads belong to a special group of animals. This group is called amphibians. Amphibian means two lives. This is a very good name for them. It tells us something quite special about their life story. They start their lives in the water like little fish. Then, as they grow up, they change. They become creatures that can live on land too. This transformation is one of nature's most amazing spectacles. It is a magical change from a water baby to a land explorer. So what are these differences we speak of? We will look very closely. We will see how their skin feels different. We will look at the shape of their bodies. Are they long and slim or short and wide? We will discover where they like to make their homes. Do they prefer the cool water of a pond, or do they enjoy the damp earth under a log? These clues help us tell them apart. Each detail is a piece of a wonderful puzzle. It is quite an adventure to learn about frogs and toads. They are not just little green or brown animals. They are ancient creatures with many survival tricks. They have been on our planet for a very, very long time. Understanding them helps us understand the health of our world. They are like little messengers from nature. So let us begin our exploration. Let us open our eyes and ears to the world of frogs and toads. It is a world full of surprises and wonder, waiting to be seen. Let us first talk about their skin. This is often the easiest way to tell a frog from a toad. If you were to gently touch a frog, its skin would feel quite different from a toad's. A frog's skin is usually smooth and moist. It often looks shiny as if it is wet. This is because frogs need to keep their skin damp. They can even breathe a little bit through their skin, so that moisture is very important for them. It helps them stay healthy and active in their watery world. Now imagine you are looking at a toad. A toad's skin is quite the opposite. It is typically dry to the touch, and it is covered in little bumps or warts. These are not real warts like people get. They will not give you warts if you touch them. These bumps are just part of the toad's skin. This tougher, bumpier skin helps the toad live on land. It protects them from drying out. It also offers some camouflage, helping them blend in with soil and leaves. Why is a frog's skin so smooth and wet? Well, frogs often live in or very near to water. Their skin can absorb water, which is very useful. Some frogs even get oxygen from the water through their skin. This is quite an amazing ability, isn't it? Think of it like wearing a special suit that helps you breathe and drink. That is what a frog's skin is like. It is perfectly made for a life spent near ponds and streams. And what about the toad's dry, bumpy skin? This skin is better for a life spent further away from water. Toads are more adventurous on land than most frogs. Their thicker skin helps them hold on to moisture for longer. The bumps can also contain glands. Some of these glands can release a milky substance if the toad is scared by a predator. This substance tastes bad. It tells other animals, "Don't eat me." It is a clever way to stay safe. Now let us observe their body shapes. The way a frog is built is different from a toad. These differences tell us a lot about how they live. Frogs usually have bodies that look sleek and athletic. They are often slender with a pointed nose. Their bodies are designed for speed and agility, especially in water. For think of a swimmer, they often have a streamlined shape. This helps them move through the water easily. A frog's body is very much like that, perfectly adapted for swimming. Toads, on the other hand, tend to have a different build. They are generally more robust and stocky. Their bodies are wider and they look a bit more chunky than frogs. Their heads are often broad and their snouts might be more rounded. This sturdy build is better suited for life on land. They're not built for graceful swimming like frogs. Instead, their shape helps them when they are digging or pushing through leaves and soil. They are the little bulldozers of the amphibian world. Look closely at their legs too. This is another very important clue. Frogs typically have very long back legs. These legs are powerful. They're like springs, ready to launch the frog into the air or propel it through the water. These long legs are essential for their famous jumps. They also have webbed feet, especially on their back legs. This webbing acts like flippers, making them excellent swimmers. Every part of the frog is built for action. Toads have shorter back legs compared to frogs. Because their legs are shorter, they are not such impressive jumpers. They tend to take shorter hops or even walk. Their feet might have some webbing, but often less than a frog's. This is because they spend less time swimming in deep water. Their shorter, sturdier legs are good for moving steadily across the ground. They are built for endurance rather than for quick bursts of speed like many frogs. Each design is perfect for its purpose. Frogs truly are creatures of the water. Most frogs need to live near a source of moisture. This could be a pond, a lake, a river, or even a damp forest floor. Their smooth skin, as we learned, needs to stay moist. If a frog's skin dries out too much, it can become very unwell. So water is not just a place to visit for a frog. It is essential for its survival. They often sit near the water's edge, ready to dive in if danger approaches. Many frogs lay their eggs in water. These eggs are fascinating to see. They often look like a clump of clear jelly with tiny dark spots inside. Each dark spot is a baby frog, a tadpole waiting to grow. The jelly protects the eggs and keeps them from drying out. The water provides a safe place for the tadpoles to begin their lives. They swim around, eating algae and tiny plants. It is a busy underwater nursery, full of new life. Think about where you often see frogs. You might find them sitting on lily pads, or perhaps you hear their cheerful croaking near a pond on a warm evening. This croaking is often the male frog calling out. He is trying to attract a female frog or tell other males to stay away from his spot. The sounds they make are a big part of the music of the night in many places. Water helps carry these sounds, making their calls travel further. So the connection between frogs and water is very strong. It is their drink, their bath, their nursery, and their protection. Even frogs that live in trees, called tree frogs, need moisture. They might find it in pools of water, in leaves, or in very humid air. The world of water is a frog's primary domain. It shapes their bodies, their habits, and their entire way of life. Without healthy water sources, our frog friends would struggle to survive. Section 5. Terrific land dwellers, toads on the go. Toads, however, are often more comfortable spending time away from water. While they still need some moisture, their special skin helps them. Their dry, bumpy skin is thicker than a frog's. This means they do not lose water as quickly. This adaptation allows them to explore further inland. You might find a toad in your garden far from a pond. They might be hiding under a log or in a cool, shady spot during the day. When it is time for toads to lay their eggs, they usually do travel to water. But their eggs look different from frog eggs. Instead of a clump, toad eggs are often laid in long, jelly-like strings. These strings might be draped over underwater plants. Like frog tadpoles, toad tadpoles also start their lives in water. But once they change into little toadlets, they are quick to leave the water. They venture out onto land, ready for their terrestrial life. Toads are often found in quite different places than frogs. Because they are better at conserving water, they can live in drier habitats. You might see them in woodlands, fields, or even your backyard. They are excellent at finding insects to eat in these places. They often come out at night to hunt. During the day, they might dig a shallow burrow in the soil to stay cool and hidden. This burrowing behavior is another sign of their adaptation to life on land. So, while toads need water for breeding, their daily life is much more land-based. Their bodies and behaviors are suited for this. They are true explorers of the garden and the forest floor. They are important members of these ecosystems, helping to control insect populations. Observing a toad patiently waiting for its next meal is a wonderful sight. It shows us how perfectly they fit into their less watery world, always ready for an adventure on solid ground. Section 6. Amazing Moves, the Great Frog Leap. One of the most exciting things about frogs is how they move. Frogs are famous for their incredible jumping ability. Those long, powerful back legs we talked about are key to this. When a frog wants to jump, it crouches down, then it pushes off with its strong leg muscles. It can launch itself high into the air or far across the ground. Some frogs can jump many times their own body length. Imagine if you could jump that far. Why do frogs jump so much? It is a very useful skill for them. Jumping is a great way to escape from predators. If a snake or a bird tries to catch a frog, it can quickly leap away to safety. Often they will jump straight into the water where they can hide. Frogs also use their jumping skills to catch food. They can leap to snatch a flying insect right out of the air with their sticky tongues. It is a very effective way to hunt. The way a frog lands is also quite clever. They often use their shorter front legs to absorb the impact. This helps them land safely and get ready for another jump if needed. Their bodies are light, which also helps them jump further. Everything about a frog's design, from its powerful legs to its lightweight frame, contributes to its amazing leaping prowess. They are the acrobats of the amphibian world, always ready for a spectacular jump. Not all frogs are champion jumpers, but most are very good at it. Even tree frogs, which spend a lot of time climbing, can make impressive leaps from branch to branch. Their sticky toe pads help them cling to surfaces after they land. Watching a frog jump is like seeing a little piece of nature's engineering in action. It is a burst of energy and precision. It reminds us how wonderfully adapted these creatures are to their lives, always moving with purpose. Section 7, Steady Steps, How Toads Travel. Now let's consider how toads get around. It is quite different from the dramatic leaps of a frog. Toads generally do not jump very far or very high. Their shorter, sturdier legs are not built for long-distance jumping. Instead, toads tend to move with shorter hops. Sometimes they even walk or crawl. This might seem less exciting than a frog's big jump, but it is perfect for a toad's lifestyle. They move with a steady, determined pace. This way of moving suits their life on land. When a toad is looking for food, it often walks slowly. It carefully scans the ground for insects, worms, or slugs. This slow movement helps them to be stealthy. They can sneak up on their prey without being noticed. If they are startled, they might make a quick series of short hops to get away, but they are more likely to rely on their camouflage or their skin toxins to deter predators, rather than speed. Think about the places where toads live. They are often in gardens, under leaves, or in forests. These places have uneven ground with lots of obstacles. Walking or short hopping is a good way to navigate these complex environments. They can carefully pick their way through the undergrowth. Their wider, more robust bodies give them stability as they move. They are not built for speed, but for careful exploration of their terrestrial world. So while a frog might zip past in a blur, a toad takes its time. This does not mean they are slow or clumsy. It means they are adapted for a different kind of movement. Their steady progress allows them to thoroughly search their surroundings. It is a more deliberate way of moving, suited to finding food and shelter on land. Observing a toad's gentle movements can be quite calming. It shows us another way that nature has solved the problem of getting from one place to another. Section 8. Fascinating Friends, Curious Facts Uncovered. Frogs and toads are full of surprises. Did you know that some frogs can be incredibly colorful? The poison dart frogs of South America, for example, are bright red, blue, or yellow. These vibrant colors are a warning to predators. They say, "I am poisonous, do not eat me." It is a very effective way to stay safe. Not all colorful frogs are poisonous, but these bright ones often are. Their beauty is a sign of danger, a fascinating paradox in nature. Toads also have their share of interesting secrets. Some toads, like the American toad, have a special call that sounds like a long, musical trill. Male toads make these calls during the breeding season to attract females. Each species of toad has its own unique call. If you listen carefully on a spring evening near a pond, you might be able to distinguish the different songs. It is like a chorus of hopeful males, each singing its heart out for a mate. Here is a fascinating fact about how some frogs care for their young. The male Darwin's frog, found in South America, has a very unusual way of protecting his tadpoles. After the female lays eggs, he takes them into his vocal sac. The tadpoles develop right there in his throat. When they're ready, tiny little froglets hop out of his mouth. This is an amazing example of parental care in the amphibian world. It is truly extraordinary. And what about toads and their bumps? We know they are not true warts, but some toads have very large glands behind their eyes. These are called parotoid glands. These glands produce a milky toxin that can irritate the mouth of a predator. If a dog tries to pick up a toad, it might get a mouthful of this unpleasant substance. This usually teaches the dog to leave toads alone in the future. It is a very clever defense mechanism, helping the toads survive encounters with curious or hungry animals. Section 9. Why knowing is wonderful, appreciating our amphibian pals. So we have journeyed through the world of frogs and toads. We've seen that while they might look similar at first glance, they are wonderfully different. Frogs often have smooth, moist skin, long jumping legs, and prefer to live near water. They lay their eggs in clumps Toads, on the other hand, usually have dry, bumpy skin, shorter legs for walking or hopping, and are more at home on land. They lay their eggs in long strings. These are just a few of the many distinctions. Why is it important to know these differences? Well, understanding these creatures helps us appreciate the amazing diversity of life on our planet. Each animal, no matter how small, has its own special way of living. Knowing about frogs and toads can make a walk in nature much more exciting. You can become a detective looking for clues. Is that smooth skin or bumpy? Are those long legs or short? Is it near water or on dry land? It turns an ordinary sighting into a discovery. When we understand these animals, we are also more likely to want to protect them. Frogs and toads face many challenges today. Their habitats are shrinking. Pollution can harm them, especially because many absorb things through their skin. Knowing their needs, like clean water for frogs or safe garden spaces for toads, helps us make better choices. We can create small ponds or leave wild areas in our gardens. These little actions can make a big difference for our amphibian friends. So, the next time you see a frog or a toad, take a moment. Observe it closely. Think about its amazing adaptations. Remember the differences we have discussed. Encourage your curiosity about the natural world. There are so many incredible creatures to learn about. Frogs and toads are just two examples of nature's artistry. By learning about them, we open a door to a wider understanding and a deeper connection with the beautiful world all around us. Keep exploring, keep wondering.